Hello, mic test. Hello, hello. Ayos na sounds. Wala nang echo, pakinig na lang ibon. Ang lakas naman ng ibon. Tweet, 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 tweet. Yun, lakas niya. Pakinggan muna natin habang naayos pa. Hello, hello bot. Kamusta, kamusta ka na bot? Okay naman? Okay naman, sir. Man, sir. Okay man din. Taratake tayo na gameplay. Parang gusto kong gumawa nung animated character na pag nagsalita ay nagalaw. Hindi lang umaalam. Uy, lag tayo sis. Exit muna kita. O talagang ang dami kang kinakain na. Okay ni. Wala ka siya. Hinaan lang natin. Hinaan ka lang ha. Magalit. Okay, ito na. Yan. Okay, okay. Okay, good afternoon sa inyong lahat. 6:50 na sa Pilipinas. At nga pala, tayo ng event. Ayusin natin yung event, but tatapusin natin. Try natin magsimula tayo ng story quest pagkatapos. Pag hindi kaya, di bukas. Wala pa ma-update. Yan. Wala pa ma-update ang ating Genshin Impact na developers. Quest item invitation. Okay. World quest. Ang daming world quest. Ilan pa yung ating history kailangang habulin. Wala yan. Wala akong pampul. Okay. Character wish weapon. Okay. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 52. Makakaipon ako ng 10 sa Wilkins. Magiging 62. Hindi pa sanat. Hindi pa sapat. Hindi sanat. Okay. Ayan natin to. So, navigate kay Ito. Puntahan natin siya sa Inazuma siguro. Ba't wala? Accept. This ain't your daddy. Okay, tara. What corny na. Dito muna tayo, teleport. Dito tayo. Alam mo ay... Laaway tayo.
Whoa, so this is the venue, huh? Not half bad.
Not bad. Maraming Paimon. Hide na natin to.
Don't you worry, Jack Attack. We'll find that dog, even if it's hiding in Tenshukaku.
Ito, it's just a myth.
Si Marco.
Whoa, compadre!
Marco.
And Paimon! You finally made it! Oh man, have I missed you guys. Oh, yeah, and this is Dvorak, a musician from Fontaine. Jack Attack, you know these two, right?
Hey, Mr. Dvorak, it's you!
Jack Attack.
It's so wonderful to see you both again. I feel like that lantern rite was just yesterday. How have you been?
Pretty good. So how did you end up hanging around with Ito? Is he helping you with the iridescence tour now?
Oh, you better believe it, Minnie Melon. But that's only half the story. This is no ordinary iridescence tour. Me and Jack Attack are teaming up to turn this into the iridescent Arataki Rockin' for Life Tour de Force of Awesomeness.
Rockin' for life? What do you know about rock and roll, bull
Rockin'
chucker?
for life.
Huh? What, you never heard of Bull Chucker Rock before? Moo, moo, moo!
Ano daw?
Don't try and understand it,
Puta
Minnie
sinto.
Melon. It'll melt your mind. It's about letting loose. Come on, give us some lavender melon rock.
Okay, speak for yourself, mister. Sounds like you're the one whose mind is melting.
The board Jack.
Just a local legend I heard about.
Nakikinig ka ba kay
Apparently
The
there was a war
Bojack?
between the islands of Narukami and Watatsumi not too long ago. Is that right?
Such a waste. When will people
Hindi
learn?
naman.
Make rock and roll, guys. Not war.
A tragedy to be sure.
Nakang
Countless
puta.
animals were affected by the
Make
fallout.
rock and
A
roll, not
raven,
war.
a Bakadanuki, a weasel thief, and many more sustained injuries.
Puta, may talent sa
Fair
puta.
point. The animals didn't deserve that. But, and not to downplay it or anything, but didn't even worse stuff happen than that?
In the eyes of a rocker, all living things are
Kaunti
equally
lang.
important.
Puta, rock and roll.
No,
Wow,
the story
Skiga.
goes that this dog was something like a ninkin. It would show up out of nowhere in the middle of a battle to rescue the injured
Ninkin.
animals and take them to safety.
Rock
Ah,
and
Minkin.
roll to the rescue!
O, parang
King
kobold.
among canines! Woo! There'll always be a place for him in the Arataki gang.
Oh, sige.
In Rito,
Okay lang.
I was actually there while the war was going on. It inspired me to write a song about it. I was even planning to host a music festival around the same theme, but unfortunately, I couldn't convince my investors.
Oh, yeah. I heard all about that. They claimed they
Bakit?
had to cancel their plans because of an accident at sea, but that was just a lame excuse.
Yes, they weren't optimistic about the
Then let's
potential
see.
return on investment. Plus, I don't know, there seemed to be some other risks they were worried about.
What kind of risks?
Good question. Risks only apparent to people with Mora to throw around, I suppose.
I agree. When people have too
mahirap
much
ka, di wala
more,
akong
they
kwarta.
lose their rock and roll spirit.
They do, huh?
No money,
What
no
do
honey,
you mean
baby.
by rock and roll spirit anyway?
You know, the spirit of, you rock up, rock out, roll the dice, and roll with the punches. And that sort of stuff.
Huh.
Ba?
By that definition, aren't the investors the most rock and roll people in this scenario?
Anyway, point is, those chumps are out,
Uh-oh.
and Arataki Ito is in. I'm running the show from here on out.
Oh, yeah, right! How are you gonna fill in for the investors? Do you even have any more?
I have faith in Ito. He tells me that the Arataki gang is a small but well-known and influential organization in
Wala
this
akong
area,
kwarta si Ito.
and has even been known to rub shoulders with the local authorities. Isn't that right?
Rub shoulders is
Walang
putting
pera
it
si Ito.
mildly.
Ano ba kayo?
More like they're always locking horns.
Hey, don't look down your nose at the Arataki gang. I got connections, all right? Even the Tri Commission listens to what I have to say.
Connection my ass.
Okay, Mr. Big Shot, whatever you say.
You can doubt it all you want, Mini Melon, but it's the truth. You know that guy in the Yashiro Commission? Well, he and
Mini
I
Melon.
are officially bros. That's right. I'm talking about Toma, housekeeper
Bros from
extraordinaire.
house.
And there's the general from the Tenryo Commission, Kujo Tengu. I mean, sure, we're always ribbing each other, but it comes from a place of deep mutual respect.
Mutual?
Deep
Yeah,
mutual
Paimon's not so
respect.
sure about that.
Mutual respect? Totoo?
Okay, fair. No first name contacts there. But the Arataki gang is a big contributor to the revenue stream. All those fines we pay.
Fines?
Anong fines?
Huh? No! I mean the taxes. Yeah. But that's not all. Let's not forget my contacts
Taxes.
outside of the Tri Commission, huh? Amazing, talented people from all walks of life. Like the TCG legend, Ayato. Oh yeah, he's made quite a name for himself in the TCG circles. In fact, they got a saying now. Ayato of the South, Ito of the North. Ha ha ha! That's right. I'm the only serious competition he's
Ano yun?
got in all of Inazuma.
Did you make that saying up?
Then there's the Fox Lady, VIP customer of Yukio's ramen stall and fellow participant in the Ramen Masters Championship. I was her only worthy opponent. Also, you know that lonely god in Tenshukaku? Well, guess
Come
what?
on.
Turns out it was her lifelong wish to catch one of
Lonely God of
Arataki Ito's
Tenshukaku
events.
putang tawag sa...
During the Drum-Along Festival, the Tenryo Commission were worried that their almighty shogun might have too much fun and lose interest in running the government. That's why they invited me over to stay for a couple of days.
Wow, look at you! Sounds like you're really going up in the world. At this rate, you'll have made Shogun by the next time we see you. And then Paimon will have to call you Almighty Bullchucker.
Arataki Ito.
Well, I'll admit I heard a few exaggerations there myself, but regardless, Ito has helped me secure a venue for this event, and for that, I owe him my thanks.
Ah, it's nothing. Don't mention it. My bro Goro sorted it
Mabait
all
si
out
Ito.
for me. Let's both go thank him later.
Wait, you know Goro?
Yup, I always knew him as General Goro of the Resistance Fighters. But I had no idea there was more to the story. Turns out, he has another identity.
Identity. Si Miss Hina.
You've, heard of Miss Hina, right?
Miss Hina, so you...
Oh.
Hey, no need to yell, all right? Yes, Miss
Tama
Hina.
pa, puta.
She's the one who told me. After falling for the Tenryo Commission's tricks at the Drum-Along Festival, I figured I'd find a new location this time, somewhere out of their reach, like, here, for example. So I wrote Miss Hina a letter, asking if she knew anything about the procedure for holding an event on Watatsumi Island. She wrote me back right away and said I could ask Watatsumi Island's general for help, and that his
Bakla
name
yata si...
was
ano,
Goro. I was like, what? General
Si
Goro
Goro?
is the general of all Watatsumi Island?
That was close. I Paimon's with you now, but
Yan.
what did you think
Okay na.
general meant?
What do you mean? Isn't it like one general per squad or something?
That's called a captain.
Really? Huh. Well, either way, if it wasn't for
So
Miss
rock and
Hina,
roll.
I never would have known. Pretty rock and roll, huh?
Yeah. So
All
rock and roll,
Good check,
man.
Padre.
Rock
I just
and
remembered I got a
roll.
meeting with Goro coming up. Gonna ask him about that dog situation. Gonna have to love you and leave you for now.
Sure you don't want us to join? You could help.
You guys focus on having a blast here at the festival. I think I can handle this little canine conundrum.
Pag wala si
There's
Ito
still a
at si
few days left
Saino.
until the big
Gusto ko
party, so
magkita
not
si
everything's set
Saino at
up
si
yet.
Ito.
But the jam zone and the roasted lavender melon zone are ready for
Puta
action.
ka gulore.
Have fun, compadre. Got a dash.
Ito plus
What a
Saino.
Kind of admire his
Disaster yan.
enthusiasm, though. Well, it looks like it's just the three of us for now. Why don't I show you the jam zone to start with?
Twitter. Twitter burst. Okay, saan tayo?
Here we are. I've supplied
The
musical
Borjak.
scores and instruments from various regions, including a horn I personally brought
The
from
Borak.
Fontaine. You can play whatever music you like.
Divorce.
If you get tired, the
Wag di
roasted
Borjak
lavender
agad.
melon zone is just over there. Ito says that lavender melons are rock and roll fuel. So what do you think? Want to give it a try?
Roll. Rock and roll. I guess that's make Paimon applying rock and roll fuel.
Hey, cut that out! Oh, lucky Ito's gone, otherwise Paimon would never hear the end of it. Ugh, let's change the topic. What other fun
Nahihiya
stuff
din
is
nga
there
naman
to
si
do here,
Paimon eh.
Mr. Dvorak?
Well, we're planning to invite
Borjak.
some more music enthusiasts, and we're
Ano
still getting
pangalan
some
mo, di
supplies
Borjak?
together, so we can decorate the place a little. But it could take some time. The Arataki gang has shifted their focus to the dog situation ever since I brought
Sabi
it
na
up.
nga mo, Divorjak.
Only one of them is actually sticking to the plan. Her name is Kuki Shinobu. She's out delivering invitations right now.
Yep,
What kind
that's
of
the
plan is
Arataki
that?
gang for
The
you.
Borjak.
Everyone else goofs around while Shinobu gets things done. We should help out. We can't let this event get totally derailed when Shinobu's out there doing her part.
Oh, I mean, are you sure?
Sino kasama mo, tropa? Si Divorjak. Ayan.
That
Nasagi na naman ng
would
mic.
be extremely useful. We're starting to get behind schedule, and a couple extra pairs of
Kasi si
hands could
Borjak.
make all the difference.
No problem. We're happy to help. So you need us to find some music lovers and gather materials for decorating. Was that it?
Exactly. According to the original
yun
plan,
lang
we
yan.
aim to finish everything in 5 days, and then the big party can begin. Actually, give me a second. I'll make you a
Tama,
checklist of all the
party.
outstanding tasks. That way it'll all be clearer. Oh, also, one other tidbit to share with you. Ito is planning to perform a song on stage on the final day of the event.
Ugh, typical bull chucker always has to be the center of attention.
Ito Paimon luko.
Oh, Paimon would steal the show for sure. No one would give Ito a second look after that. Pretty sure he'd yell out, "Paimon's so rock and roll it hurts!" And then he'd run off the stage, bawling his eyes out.
Those are some bold claims, Miss Paimon, but that kind of confidence would serve you well on the stage.
Ah, Paimon's just kidding. Anyway, we'll be ready for that checklist as
Paimon
soon as
is
it's done,
Paimon.
Mr. Dvorak.
Great. Feel free to take a look around. I'll bring it over in a few
Keyboard
minutes.
Parang Engelbert.
Feel free to take a look around.
Engelbert.
I'll be with you in just a moment.
Di Borgia. Ay.
Well, well, well.
Shinobu ah.
If it isn't the Traveler and Paimon.
Wow, Shinobu and Heizo! What a surprise!
This truly is a pleasant surprise. Although, not that surprising, to be honest. I was just telling Miss Shinobu that I had a sneaking suspicion we might run into you.
Doshin Shikanoin was talking about you constantly the whole way here. I guess the universe answered his prayers.
It's called intuition. Names pop into my head at relevant moments, just the way my mind works.
Great to see you, Oppo.
Paimon sure wasn't expecting Heizo to be the first one to show up.
Boss nagged me to prioritize the Tenryou Commission invitations. He specifically requested Madame Kujo Sara and Doshin Shikanoin.
So, why isn't Sara here?
Busy si Sarah.
Almost certainly because she has no desire whatsoever to see Ito. In her defense, here's what was written on the invitation letter. Kujo Tengu, come meet me at the top of the Sangonomiya Shrine. Let's go nuts and have a totally rock and roll sumo wrestling match.
If I were Kujo Sara, I'd jump at the chance to throw Ito off the roof.
But then wouldn't Kokomi come and throw Sara off too? All that stomping around on her roof, the noise would drive her crazy.
Yeah. Well, anyway, Madame Kujo Sara's response was much more magnanimous than mine would have been. She gave us a basket of lavender melons to bring as a gift.
Magnanimous? I'm not so sure. Something tells me she's trying to send a message.
What message?
If
Send a
that Oni
message.
brat wants to pick a fight with me, there will be plenty of lavender melons waiting for him at the police station.
Maybe the fact you assume that says more about you than her. So what about the other basket of lavender melons, huh? Is
Hindi
that
naman
one from
ganun
you?
si Sarah.
What message are you trying to send?
The other basket is actually from a few of us at the police station. I chipped in, and so did some other Doshin who've arrested Ito before, and so did some of Ito's former cellmates. So, I guess this basket of lavender melons is our way of saying, there'll always be a place for you here.
Maybe just give Boss the melons and don't mention that part.
Sure. Well, my work is done here, anyway. Now that I've delivered the lavender melons and said hello to the traveler, I should probably get
So
going.
makita si
Aren't you
Sainot
gonna
si
stay for
ano,
the event?
Ito sa isang event talaga.
Don't worry, I'll definitely be back for the big party.
Ito
But I have some
Saino.
business to
Ganda
attend to
siguro
in
nun.
Rito first.
Eesh, being a detective sounds busy. I got you running around all over the place. Oh, wait, Rito! Do you happen to
Sakto
know anything about a mystery Ninken that appeared during the war? Apparently a lot of people in Rito were talking about it.
Ah, the dog, yes?
Sino yun?
That was the inspiration behind this music festival, wasn't it? Shinobu told me all about it.
Oh, never mind. Paimon just thought a detective
okay.
might have the inside scoop.
I'm only speculating here, but from experience, I'd say it's probably just a local legend. I doubt the dog even exists. What's wrong? From the look on your face, you've got a vested interest in this situation. Interesting.
Wala.
Well, since I'm going to Rito anyway, I can always ask around and see where it leads.
Sige. Are you sure?
Don't be silly. If this matters to you, that's a good sign that it'll turn out to be something that interests me too. Stay tuned for more info. See you all soon.
Dude, you like...
Seems like Doshin Shikanoin's quite the lone wolf. Well, I'd better get back to delivering these invitations. Gotta make sure the big party's a success.
8 hagis.
In that case, guess it's time for us to get to work too. Wonder how that checklist is coming along.
8
Sorry to
hagis.
keep you waiting. Here's that list for you. If you can work your way through all this, we'll be back on track.
Great! Perfect timing, Mr. Dvorak.
Hindi siya
We'll get on it
mysterious.
right away.
8
Thank you.
hagis siya. 8
I'm very
hagis.
grateful for your help. If you feel like flexing your musical muscles to take a break at any point, just come and find me in the jam zone.
Yun, completed. Jam zone. Oh. Perform.
Osmanthus wine tastes the same as I remember. But where are
Hanggang.
those who share the memory?
Hello. Would you like... Great.
Okay na yan. Wala the message. Leave. Saan yun? Dito tayo na. Paano magsimula? Menu. Reform. Oh, hindi na. Naka-teleport na ako. Hindi magsimula. Keyboard jack. Data mechanic. Primal construction. Ano? Primal construction. Typic clockwork mecha. Oh, Twilight ko. First movement. Okay na. Settings. Set now. Ano yan? Edit bitmark. Okay na yan. Reform.
Osmanthus
Ang gagawin ko? Equip ang len. Ano? Equip eh. Oh?
wine tastes the same as I...
Wala naman sound eh.
Hello. Would you like to practice some music?
Hindi ko gusto mag-practice.
Great.
Difficult eh. Una agad. Ah! Ang bulo ko talaga sa ganito. Bye-bye. Ganda na sounds. Yes. Yeah, ano pa ba? Yeah. Okay na yan. Select song. 9 hours? Yeah. La 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 la. Oh. Ay. Tapos na ba? Punta naman natin to. Search guide 1, 2, 3. So, saan meron nun? Dito? Ay.
Osmanthus.
Enemy. Nasaan yun? Ito? Sentinel.
Wine tastes the same as I remember.
You know.
Solidified!
Ito ba? Tama ba? Pipicturan o ano? Anong gagawin? Hindi ko naintindihan. Ayan. Wow, pipicturan. Search.
Something you wish to report?
Sweets removed.
Oh.
Equip. Ano nga magandang camera ito? Ito special. Switch. Ito.
Busted. Off we laid bare.
Pag maatakihin, i-picturean pa lang. Ba't wala? Ba't wala? Dipit. Dipit. Kailangan pipicturehan. Bakit kasi nagbabasa? Bakit kasi nagbabasa? Yan tuloy.
Adventure time. Overruled.
Overruled. Patay kayo.
You need to hurry up.
Quietly now.
Kahit nag-teleport ka pa, wala kang magagawa doon. Sabi mo, mamaya.
Stabilize.
Hindi naman ah.
Busted. Laid bare.
Ah, 50. 50k. Wala pa ako weapon niya ha. Mas malakas to kay Dilok.
Let's light it up. Gotcha. Overruled.
36. Tama na. Kailangan ko naman ay enemies tayo. Saan yun? Hindi yan. Nasa desierto. Nasa desierto sila. Diretso tayo, diretso.
Take it easy. Take it easy. Quietly now. Everybody stand back!
Lakas.
Transfixed!
Lakas ah. Okay naman ang sounds. Sakto lang. 5. Tatlong clockwork. Enemies negate.
Staring into my eyes is ill-advised.
Okay. Sabi mo eh. Wala ako doon. Sige. No. Man.
Busted.
This is order.
Tignan natin yung mga items yun. Sayang. Tapos saya. Aso yata yung kailangan patayin. Ito. Pero nauli pala. Wala naman ako lini. Ano, bukas na mag-ano.
Solidify.
Nag-collecta ng mga stuff.
Gotcha. Teamwork is dreamwork. Huh? Laid bare.
Heads na. Kailangan natin ang lakas. Yan, hello. Iba-iba. Iba-iba. Ayan. The Borja. Ito muna. Huwag muna tayo melodies. Tagtag na natin ito, navigation. Okay, ang gagawin ko? Hindi. Tapos, ito po. Okay na yan. Tama. Dayain natin. F5. Twilight glow. Second movement. Genshin Impact.
Land of the pabalik-balik? Use Guard 2-in-1 with Zeo Plus formula. Switch na!
Okay, number 2. Okay, so number 2 tayo. Okay, number 2. Dinaya na. Para mabilis matapos. First, third. Okay na. Fantastic. Okay, adaya. Okay lang. Second. Yeah, last second. Second, first. Second, first. Second, first. Last, second, first. Ganyan ang pagdaya. Number 1. 30 seconds. Galing. Thank you. Nawala. Kunin lang natin ito. Punta tayo dito kay Deborjak. What's up, Deborjak?
Hello.
Decorate
Oh, really?
menu.
You've got the things from the list? Great. I'll take those. Thanks so much.
Ano pa? Iba. Meron ng ano, bilihan ng danggo. Nga, ano. Goro pala. Ano kang aking goro? G. Mamaya na yan. Dalawa. PCG, hindi ako naglalaro ng PCG, yan malimit. Parang typewriter eh. Parang typewriter ang tunog ng aking ano. Filter.
What could the children be up to?
Pressure.
Never mind. Let them do as they please.
Compressor. Nasa to na naman yan. Hello. Low. Taasan natin ang presyo. Hello. Thunder, hindi pa kinig. Hindi pa kinig yung ano niya ngayon. Pero pakinig yung ibon. Tipo ng ibon. Hindi ba aking boses? Nag-iba yung boses ko dahil sa nasa ko pinaasan ko yung sa ano, threshold ng pinapakinig ko. Hindi na siya pakinig, pero okay na. Ako lang ang aking boses. Ito, okay na kaya to? Siguro okay na to. Oo, okay na yan. Pag hindi, lalaksan ko ng konti. Negative 0.5. Okay na yun. Expander pala yun. Para hindi pakinig ang aking keyboard. So, tapos na yung kay Ito. Oras na. May pupul. Kaya na natin to. Claim. Set natin yung Navia. Wala tayo ng Shimmering Memories. Sa loob kaya. Siguro naman hindi nasa loob yun. Yun lang bang inano ko sa filter? Naibo? Yun lang. 100. 104. Oh, tama. Kapag 30.
Do we have anyone doing maintenance on this, statue?
Okay na yan. Okay, magsisimula na tayo ng story quest ni Navia. For sure na yung sa mga pahuling ano.
Staring into my eyes is ill-advised. I can't promise you'll like what you see.
Sige, simula na.
Well, if it isn't my dear partners. That voice! It's Navia!
I didn't expect to run into you guys here today. Are you headed somewhere?
How about you, Navia? Are you still busy rebuilding Poisson?
We've wrapped up most of the rebuilding, but there are still a few things left to take care of. Stocking up on materials, confirming construction timelines, discussing compensation terms with families affected by the disaster. Between all of that, I've been making a lot of trips between the court and Poisson. Well, though the victims have received relief payments from the court, in my opinion, as the administrators of Poisson, Spina di Rosula should take some responsibility as well. Our financial situation right now isn't the best, so all we've been doing is signing agreements for the damages to be repaid at a later date. Though just pieces of paper now, they demonstrate our commitment. They're necessary to restore the people's faith in us.
Whoa! Spoken like a true president. You're a really responsible leader. That must be taking up most of your time, though, right?
Oh, you bet. Between that and all the other errands I have to run at the court, I'm always forgetting one thing or another. So before I came over this time, I took a page from Melusa's book and decided to make a list of everything. This way, it's easy to see which tasks you haven't checked off. And then, since Melus loved using shorthand, I decided to also follow his example and come up with some shorthand of my own. But after running a few errands in the city, I'm kind of struggling to even read my own handwriting anymore.
That does sound like you, all right. So what kind of shorthand did you use?
Oh, wanna take a look?
Let Paimon see! Wait, there's nothing here but a bunch of weird symbols. This looks like a piece of kelp wrapped around a stick. And this other one, is it supposed to be a boar in a box?
The first one has to do with confirming the final payment amount for the fishermen, while the second one is a reminder to try the new burger that just hit the market.
Okay, Paimon can definitely see how you might forget what each of these mean.
Thank you for your advice. These are the kinds of things you only really figure out once you've tried them out yourself. I thought that as long as I understood my shorthand when I came up with it, I'd be sure to remember the symbols when I looked at them later. Unfortunately, I've definitely proven myself wrong.
Well, now you know for next time.
Anyway, I should have already taken care of most of the things on the list. There are still a few symbols that I can't decipher, but I don't think they're anything too super important. Worst comes to worst, I'll just make another trip.
Ah, so you're going to head back now?
Yep, that's the plan. Oh, actually, since we talked about the reconstruction earlier, want to come with me and check out the town for yourself? You said you don't have any plans, right? So we can just catch a boat and head over. It won't take long at all.
It's a bit sudden, but Paimon doesn't see why not. What do you think, Traveler?
Then let's go. We'll take a boat over.
Oh, you mean the Aquabus, right? Like the Clementine line?
Oh, sorry. I meant our own boat. The Aquabus doesn't have a station near Poisson, so we'll use one of the Spina's boats. All right, follow me. I'll take you there. The engineer is still doing a few routine safety checks. We can head out as soon as we get the green light.
So, Paimon has always wanted to ask. The 3 Aquabus lines are all named after people in your family, right?
Yeah, that's right. Callus and Navia are self-explanatory, while Clementine was the name that my mother went by.
If you provided the Mora to build the lines, then why isn't there even a dedicated line to Poisson? Spina di Rosula built all the lines, yet you still have to take a special boat just to go home. Paimon doesn't get it.
Well, what I heard is that most of our businesses don't actually use Poisson as a hub, so there was no real reason to build a line straight to Poisson. You are right that it is a bit strange, though. If you've already committed to build 3 lines, why not just add a 4th?
Yeah, that's what Paimon's saying. The Aquabus is so convenient, it's really a huge shame.
Well, it is what it is. You know what my father was like. Even I often struggled to figure out what was going on in his head. But that would only be the case if he cared about what others thought. My father was always really stubborn. Once he made up his mind, good luck getting him to change it. From what I've heard, the rights of all the other members of the Spina only went as far as giving him advice or suggestions, and no farther. That included my mother, too.
Huh. Well, that explains why you weren't on the greatest of terms with him.
Yeah, because I wouldn't just let him keep getting his way. He was just... not very agreeable.
Boss, the boat's ready. We can head out.
All right, then let's head out. It'll be a while before we get to Poisson. Let's keep talking.
Navia, what was your mother like as a person? Oh, Paimon, sorry. She totally forgot that you mentioned before that she passed away during childbirth, so you probably don't remember her at all.
That's all right. I've heard many stories about her from the rest of the Spina. They've always said that they were sure we would have gotten along famously. While my papa was stiff like a board, my mother was supposedly super cheerful and funny. Their complementary personalities allowed them to make up for each other's flaws. My father would run the businesses and expand our reach, while my mother would keep the peace and make sure that everyone was happy. Their work made sure that the Spina could grow and thrive.
Sounds like they were not just a well-matched couple, but fantastic business partners as well.
Yeah, but those are just stories and anecdotes after all. It's hard for me to piece together a more complete or intimate picture of her. But sometimes I'd still look at the Clementine line and wonder, would the Spina and Poisson still be what they are today had my mother survived? Silver once said that a name is a kind of inscription, a way to etch a memory into the world. When given a name, a cold, inanimate object can gain a completely new meaning. So, I will always associate the line with her in my heart. Over the past few weeks, I've also begun to appreciate how water can take in and hold our most intense feelings and memories, as well as how one may reflect on their past by watching the sea. I've lost many beloved people and memories to the sea. Even though I cannot stop for them and must continue to keep moving, the fact won't change that they existed in my life and gave me the reason and motivation to move forward, always. But no matter what, we can't change the past. But I tell myself that I need to keep looking towards the future. Everyone, even my parents, have already overcome so many obstacles. Besides, I'm the president of Spina di Rosula. I've got to keep my chin up. We've reached the shore. Let's go. I'll show you the new poisson.
Navia, do you think she's doing all right? Okay, Paimon supposes you're right. She's really been through a lot. It couldn't have been easy shouldering so much by herself.
Boss, you're back! Traveler in Paimon, welcome back to Poisson.
Oh, hey! Fancy seeing you again, Florent. Is it your turn to take care of Navia now?
Hey, I can totally take care of myself. For the time being, I'll go around without any attendance. We did hand over some of Malus's old responsibilities to Florent, though. It's been really nice to have him around to help out.
Thank you for the compliment, boss. As you see, I've been working closely with the boss on rebuilding Poisson. Mr. Malus was an extremely capable and respected member of the Spina. I've got some really big shoes to fill.
All right. There's no need to be so formal. Everyone's practically old friends by now. Were you waiting here for me? Did we manage to make any progress on the statue?
Yeah, we contacted a sculptor about the job, but they can't get started on sourcing a correctly sized block without knowing the design that we want to use first.
You're commissioning a statue?
So basically, we've been meaning to commission a statue of my parents in commemoration of everything they've done for the Spina and the town of Poisson. But since my father was known as callously unfaithful for the longest time, it would have been too controversial to commission a statue of him. But now that his name has been cleared, and the town is also being rebuilt, I thought this would be the perfect chance to actually realize this dream.
The funds to build the statue were freely donated by the people of Poisson to show their appreciation for Miss Clementine and Mr. Callus and everything they did.
Me? I'm just the newbie president that's running around and causing everyone trouble. Maybe we can have this conversation again in a few decades, once I've done more for the town and the people.
Hey, there's no need to be so humble. Didn't you just help save the entire country?
I agree wholeheartedly. I also believe that Boss should have a place on the statue.
Hey, if you keep inflating my ego like this, I might just float off into the sky with my parasol. Just kidding. There's no way that I'd accept that kind of compliment at face value. At a minimum, I'd have to match what my father did for the people. Thanks for the vote of confidence. I just don't think I'm ready yet. Anyway, Florent, now it's up to us to confirm the final design, right?
Mm-hmm. We can ask the sculptor to start looking for a good block once we've decided on the poses for Miss Clementine and Mr. Callus. But we haven't had any real discussions yet on the possible designs. I feel like I should get a few promising designs first, and then send them over to you to review.
There's no need for all that. Let's decide on a design right now. Hey, you! Come over here with me. Modeling a few poses, of course. Here, just pretend to be Callus, and I'll be Clementine. Didn't you say on the boat that Callus and Clementine sounded like great partners? Well, then there's no one better to fill this role than my most valuable partner. Florent, let's grab some reference shots.
You've got it, boss. I'll go get the camera.
Well, what do you think? Got any ideas? Well, I've actually discussed it a bit with Florent before, but I could never come up with any fresh or original ideas. It's probably because my idea of them is already kind of set in stone. So, I want to pick your brain for a bit and see if you can come up with some new and interesting ideas.
I'm all good here, boss. Feel free to start posing whenever.
Imposing, huh? Oh, I've got it. Let's try this.
This pose! It makes me recall Spina di Rosula's glorious golden age.
But isn't Clementine's pose a bit too bold and heroic? Was she really that kind of person? If we were to stick with this pose, maybe people would wonder if she was actually the real boss behind the scenes.
Well, tabloids did indeed speculate as much back in the day, but the Spina pulled a few strings and made both the report and the journalist disappear.
Oh, Paimon was just kidding! Please don't make Paimon disappear.
What Florent meant was that we asked the journalist to choose a new alias. You're right, though, that this may not accurately represent the image of her in our hearts. Let's try to come up with something else. Ah, by that, do you mean as if we were standing on a boat and looking out at the sea? Sure, let's give that a try.
Whoa, you really remind Paimon of a captain and their first mate! Look over there, my dear Clementine. As you can see, every tree on that island is dripping with mora fruit.
But there's something off with the composition. This pose makes Mr. Callus look too tall next to the lady.
Oh, I see what you mean. Then let's swap.
Well, Paimon is a fan. A statue like this would look fantastic on a boat.
Wait, but we can't do that. Very few people would see the statue if we were to put it on a boat. This statue is meant to be placed in the town.
But then, since we're putting it in the town, the whole point of the pose would be lost.
Oh, okay. We'll try to think of something else.
A happy pose? You mean something like we were laughing together at a funny joke?
Would all that be able to come through with just a picture?
Would we even be able to tell what they are supposed to be laughing about?
Yeah, and that'd probably be a massive pain to sculpt as well.
Can one of you try striking a pose like you're talking while the other one laughs? That actually sounds pretty hard to pull off. Forget it, let's try something else. We tried a bunch of different ideas, but none of them felt right. Paimon's all out of brain juice now, too.
Oh, don't worry. We still got a lot of reference shots out of the session, and each of them can be considered to be a souvenir in their own right. Let's just keep the ideas we tried as backups. Man, if I knew I was going to do a photo shoot with the Traveler, I would have prepared a lot of outfits and props ahead of time. Oh, outfits! Oh, that's the errand I forgot back in the city. Do either of you still remember that girl? The girl I went to see with you two. Her name is Adele.
Oh, Paimon remembers her. She was the one that we met while investigating Mr. Callus's case, right?
Yes, that's exactly who I'm talking about. So, after the case, she was finally willing to talk to me, and she told me that she wanted to join the Spina too. I said that it's fine, but young children are not allowed to join the Spina. She will just have to wait a few years, and then we'll welcome her with open arms. Since she's still a child, though, she thought I was just trying to let her down gently. But how could I get her to believe that I meant what I said? In the end, I came up with an idea. I'd have a Spina uniform made and give it to her as a gift. But I got so busy and distracted in the city that I forgot to pick the uniform up. So I did forget something important after all.
Don't worry, boss. I can send someone to pick it up right away.
On the matter of the statue, we should still come up with a few more ideas for the design. I'll have to trouble you to source some for me.
We could have just done that from the start. Yeah, you're right. They'll have some value as souvenirs at least.
Navia! Florent, guess who's back?
Huh? But aren't you supposed to...
Oh, well, if it isn't Coulter. Back already from the Fortress of Meripede?
That's right. I finally finished serving my time. Gotta say, turns out I was a lot tougher than I thought. After I got out, I immediately made a beeline back to Poisson. You could say that familiar, briny smell became a primal call, urging me to forget everything else and just come back home. You wouldn't believe how much I've missed Melissa's grilled fish. I dreamed about it every time I had to get a welfare meal down there underneath the sea.
It's good to have you back, Coulter. You look as well as ever.
And this guy is?
Let me introduce you. This is Coulter, another of Spina di Rosula's members. He was found guilty and sentenced to the Fortress of Meripede some time ago. But, looking at it now, it was probably another one of Marcel's plots while he worked at the Confrérie of Cabrières.
Wait, Mr. Marcel? What do you mean? He was involved in some sort of plot?
Have you not heard anything at all about the water from the primordial sea case?
Well, I know that Fontaine got flooded, but then the water levels miraculously receded. I thought that was all there was to it and didn't care to ask for any more details. Do you mean Mr. Marcel was somehow involved with all that?
Oh, looks like we'll have to explain everything from the top. That case, a lot of things have happened in Poisson since then. First things first, let me introduce you to these two. They're my most trusted partners, and they've been with me through thick and thin. Now you could call them Spina di Rosula's VIP helpers.
Oh, nice to meet you. I don't recall Navia ever generously complimenting anyone like that before. So you must be pretty amazing to get that from her.
Yeah, we are indeed pretty amazing. But we've been cool since before we even met her. Wait, now you suddenly resist taking a dig at Paimon?
Nice. Spina di Rosula always seems to attract great people. Oh, that reminds me. Where are Malus and Silver? Aren't they always by your side?
About that.
Coulter, a lot of things happened while you were gone. As you can see, even Poisson isn't quite the same as how it was before you left.
They lost their lives, keeping me safe during the flood.
What did you say? This isn't some kind of morbid welcome home prank, right? You're just scaring me on purpose because I don't know anything about what's happened.
I'm sorry, but it's the truth. They weren't the only people we lost either. Many others, including Melissa, also lost their lives in the disaster.
Malus and Melissa, dead. They're just gone? Malus, I was planning to give him a surprise gift once I ran into him again in town. I can't believe it.
Hey, keep it together.
Malus and Coulter were friends for many years, and even served on many missions together during the early days of the Spina. I can understand how he feels.
Let's sit down somewhere, so I can tell you everything that has happened while you were gone. Fair warning, there was a lot.
Okay. All of this, it's unbelievable. I can't believe that those stories were real. It all really happened. Has the world gone mad?
I think you and I both feel the same way about the profound tragedy of Melusa's loss. And the sheer depravity of Marcel's actions.
I thought Mr. Marcel would always stand by the Spina. Everything he had, the Spina gave to him. It's unconscionable to have received all that, and yet still plot to kidnap and dissolve you for his insane research.
The good news is that the Confrérie of Cabriere is no more. Gone with them too is the entire synth manufacturing and distribution network. We finally closed the curtain on that long struggle.
Are you sure? But if Marcel wanted to rebel against us, he probably sent word in secret to Romeu.
Romu?
Huh. Not a name I've heard before either.
Florent should remember him. You see, there was once a major internal dispute regarding funding the construction of the Aquabus lines. Romeu was the leader of the faction that thought such a vast sum of mora would be better spent improving the town of Poisson. But Mr. Callis believed that an opportunity to collaborate with the Court of Fontaine and the Fontaine Research Institute was hard to come by, and would allow us to build many valuable relationships. Not only would the Aquabus be a good business investment, it would also boost our reputation among the general populace, eventually paying us massive dividends down the line. But the two couldn't come to an agreement. Romeu ended up taking a lot of people with him when he left Spino di Rosula altogether, and the split was on extremely bad terms.
Ugh. And with Papa's stubbornness, I can definitely imagine how it must have gone down.
And of course, when he was suffering the slings and arrows of outrageous injustice, those relationships that he spent a fortune to build didn't help in the least.
Yeah, you could say it was the price he paid for sticking to his beliefs.
Oh, that's a good point. If Callis was really as stubborn as you say, then wouldn't he have argued with the rank and file all the time?
Oh yeah, it eventually became a thing that just happened on every day that ended with Y. But Navia, boss, you might not know this, but he wasn't always like that. He used to be a lot better with taking counsel. With him listening to our advice, and Ms. Clementine also frequently on our side, it was pretty smooth sailing for a good many years. But on the matter of the Aquabus, even Ms. Clementine completely stood by Mr. Callis' side.
Huh. I never knew. But from my perspective, Romeu's position had a lot going for it. Couldn't they have sat down and talked it out?
I think the Aquabus was just the straw that broke the camel's back. On that topic, they eventually came to a rather radical conclusion. They believed that Miss Clementine lost her ability to serve as an impartial mediator when she became pregnant with Callus's child.
So, they thought she had betrayed them? But that doesn't make any sense. Before she was their mediator, my mother was also her own person, and a member of the Spina. She should have the right to take any side she wished.
Yeah, but to them, even taking a side was betrayal enough. They felt like their voices could no longer be heard once their sole mediator had gone over to the other side. Of course, Ms. Clementine then passed away, and Mr. Callis began to regard the completion of the Aquabus project as her final wish. With that, the last hope of reconciliation was gone.
So that's what happened.
From that point on, Romeu and his people cut ties with the Spina, and never gave us any kind of professional or personal courtesy ever again. Perhaps they've regarded us as enemies ever since they left. But even so, there is still no proof that they ever acted in concert with Marcel.
I've also heard that they aren't in a good financial position, so they've been lying low for a while. But as long as they exist, they'll continue to be a threat.
I think Coulter's got a point. Both Marcel and Romeu had my father in their sights for a very long time. Even though Marcel's faction has been dissolved, we still don't know anything about Romeu's whereabouts. If they're still trying to get revenge on us, with how distracted and vulnerable we are, now would be the best time.
Good thinking, boss. We should keep an eye on them at all times. I'll let my men know right away.
Thank you for that, Florent. And Coulter, thank you for telling me about this as well.
Don't worry, it's nothing. Do you have a moment right now? How about we go out for a walk? I've heard so many incredulous things today. I'm finding it a bit hard to calm down even now. I mean, to think that I'll just never see them again.
In that case, why don't we go back to the court? I can pick up Adele's uniform while we're there as well. It'll save Laurent's guys a trip. Want to come with me again, you two? You don't mind, do you, Coulter?
Of course. That's fine by me.
Then let's go! Paimon feels like a lot's hinging on this visit.
We really are the best of partners. Come on, let's go.
Are we not taking the boat this time?
It's nice to walk from time to time, isn't it? Think of it as something like, Once we're there, we can stay a few days before we return.
Sounds good. I haven't walked this road in a long time.
Well, we've walked far enough for now. Let's take a break. Since we're out for a walk, we shouldn't stress too much about the destination.
I've grown old, so I'm not as fit as before. It's a good thing that at least my work down in the fortress was quite the workout.
Well, Paimon thinks you're doing great. We didn't have to slow down for you at all.
Back in the days before the Aquabus lines were built, we often had to hike north with our goods, then catch a boat to the court. Malus and I must have traveled this way hundreds of times. When we were tired, we would lay down for a while on the grass, and when we were hungry, we'd catch a fish or two. The Spina was still on the rise back then, Mr. Callus was generous, and everyone had the chance to strike it rich. So, of course, we all worked really hard. And now, in the blink of an eye, the Aquabus lines have been... Oh, I know. I was just being a little nostalgic.
Then let's stay here a bit longer. Anyone want snacks?
Oh, is this another chance to try some of Navia's macarons? Paimon's been dreaming of them.
Yep, I figured you wouldn't say no to a few more. Oh, wait. Let me check if I have all the ingredients. Malus and Silver used to take care of tasks like this. Okay, the stove's looking good. And as for the ingredients, seems like we're all out of flour and sugar, the two most important ingredients of all. Oh, would you? Oh, but it would be too much to ask you to go on a trip just for those.
We should contribute to making the macaron too. Don't worry, we cook out in the wild all the time, so he should have some stuff on hand.
Oh, that's great. Then I'll leave the ingredient gathering to you. As long as we have some sweet flours and wheat, I can start the baking.
Then I'll go look for some boxes nearby for a makeshift table and chairs.
Great. Then I'll prep the stove. Let's get to work, everyone. Ah, how did it go? Did you... You've all done your part. Just leave the rest to me.
Whoa, these macarons look and taste magnificent! Your cooking is as good as ever, Navia.
Boss's baking skills have always been famous. Everyone in the Spina knows how exceptionally talented she is.
Oh, it's just a hobby. There's no need to praise me for it like that.
Have you two seriously never considered joining us? You're so close to the boss, and she obviously trusts you with all her heart, so... I see. Is that why you have to always stay on the road?
You just happened to walk in on our little reunion. It's actually been quite a while since we last spent time together. Adventurers never stay in one place for long. The name of Spina di Rosula would just tie them down. Besides, after everything we've been through together, I'm sure our hearts would remain intertwined even if we found ourselves on opposite sides of the world.
Even if Paimon was far beyond the horizon, she'd still remember the delicious taste of Navia's macaron.
I understand now. Then I am very lucky indeed to have been graced with the chance to meet the two of you. I will endeavor to make the most of this short yet fortuitous encounter, and enjoy every moment we spend together.
We've got no wine with us, but let's still toast with water, in celebration of this moment.
Cheers! Hey, what are you doing? Quick, join in on the toast!
May your travels go smoothly, may the Spina continue to grow, and may our friendship last until the end of time. All set? Let's move out then. I asked some old acquaintances in town to make Adele's uniform. Hey there, Ludovine. How's business lately?
The Demoiselle of Spina de Rosula. I must say, your generous patronage is the one thing keeping me from going bankrupt.
Nonsense. We all know what a talented businesswoman you are. No, and don't forget, she's the boss now.
My mistake, my mistake. I just got so used to calling her Demoiselle. Are you here for the uniform?
Yep. I forgot to drop by earlier when I was running errands around here.
I didn't expect Demoiselle to come and pick it up in person. It's just a uniform after all. Any of your folks could have come instead.
Navia's always liked to take even small things seriously.
Hey, that's not the only reason I'm here. We mostly just needed a walk to clear our heads. There are few things more uplifting than taking the first step on a new journey.
Boss has got a point. Going on a trip with friends is always better than staying cooped up at home.
Very well. Please, wait here while I retrieve the uniform for you.
Can someone remind Paimon again why Adele wants to join the Spina?
She hasn't given me any concrete reasons. All she says is that she really looks up to me. After we cleared her father's name, she became a lot more cheerful and outgoing. It's probably because she now knows for sure that her father was never a bad person. She said she used to be terrified of Papa, so as a result, she found all the rest of the Spina super scary as well. But the Spina is very different now. She mustered up the courage to talk to me, and felt like I could really understand her. Yeah, you could say that. By uncovering the truth about the case, I was able to give her closure at the same time. She said that she wanted to become someone like me. Someone who could lend a hand to others, instead of standing still and waiting for others to help her.
From the sound of it, she'll be a wonderful addition to the Spina.
I think so too. But for now, let's focus on giving her a great atmosphere to grow and thrive. She can commit to us once she's older, and can really make that decision for herself.
Is something up, Traveler? Huh? Tailing? Oh, Paimon's coming.
I'll go check it out too. Coulter, please hold on to this for me.
All right.
Paimon saw them too. They headed up.
Stop right there!
We knew you were going to be difficult!
Seems like if we want them to talk, we're gonna need to teach them a lesson first.
Brothers, there's no need to skulk in the dark anymore. Let's take them out!
Stabilize!
Feeling lucky? Ha! Ah! Umbrella warfare, I guess. This one's got your name!
Now, talk. Who are you? And why were you tailing us?
Don't think we'll let you off easy if you keep silent.
How did it go, boss? Are any of you hurt?
If you thought they stood any chance against us, you were sorely mistaken. Anyway, stop playing tough and start talking. There won't be any room for negotiation once the Maison Gardiennage gets involved.
We're looking to get vengeance on Spina di Rosula. We were discovered, and can't beat you in a fight. We admit it. We lost.
Get revenge? Wait, you're not Romeu's followers, are you?
You actually know that name? But if you do, then surely you should understand why we hate you so much.
Indeed. You haven't got the faintest hope of winning right now.
We were out drinking when we saw Navia. We got so angry we decided to follow you guys and look for an opportunity to really mess up your day. Too bad you guys messed up ours first. Huh? You're pretty sharp, but so what? We didn't do anything. And now it should be pretty obvious that we can't do anything to you anyway. Seeing you like that just really ticked us off. And we let the drink go to our heads.
Listen, Callus is long dead. No matter what happened in the past, I want to be able to start things anew. I am the current president of Spina di Rosula. If your boss wants to talk with me, I'd be happy to meet with him. I won't press charges for your attack. That should also help demonstrate my sincerity.
I understand. Thank you. I'll let our boss know.
But if you so much as think about pulling something like this again, I won't be so lenient next time. Understood?
All right. We get it. Come on, let's go.
Are you sure it's okay to just let them go like that, Navia?
I don't want to inherit my father's grudges, too. Moreover, when it comes to the Aquabus, I don't think what my father did was entirely correct either. If the other side is willing to talk, I'm happy to open the door for a reconciliation. Opportunities for new beginnings are all around us.
I support Boss's decision as well. The concept of an eye for an eye is a primitive practice that has no place in today's Spina di Rosula.
Yes. Plus, we already know that they're strapped for cash. If their financial situation is that dire, they don't have what it takes to challenge us. So this may be the best time to talk. I still think we should keep an eye out for Romeo's folks, though. If he decides to ignore the warning I gave his men, then we could still have a fight on our hands.
Yeah, those guys definitely didn't look like big fans of yours.
I'd rather things not go that far, since, though we haven't talked to each other for years, once upon a time we were all a part of the Spina di Rosula family.
Yep, that's how I feel as well. Anyway, now that we've sent them packing, we don't have to worry about those guys anymore. It's getting late already, so why don't we stay the night in the Fleuve Cendre? We can head back to Poisson tomorrow. I'll also ask someone to write Florent a letter and inform him of everything that happened here today, so he can increase security around Poisson and be on guard against any suspicious individuals.
Do we have to stay in the Fleuve Cendre again? Even the pillows there smell like seaweed.
Sorry, that's just what happens when you live near water and don't get much sunlight. Poisson's pretty much the same though, so I've long since gotten used to it. We can still go out in the evening for some grilled fish and drinks, though. Bet you there'll be people singing sea shanties, too. How does that sound?
Huh. That does sound pretty cool. Okay, Paimon's on board now. Let's go! Paimon wants to sing, too! Coming back here really does feel like this place is starting to grow on Paimon. If you think about it, it would be kind of weird if the Spina's base at the court was some super luxurious building like the Palais Mermonia.
Totally. Right on the money, Paimon. Although, of course, with the continued growth of the Spina, Papa wanted Poisson to eventually grow into a metropolis, not unlike the court. He was a very ambitious man, who rarely looked behind or beneath him. For better or worse, that always made him stand out from the crowd.
And that's also why people hated him just as much as they loved him.
All right. Why don't you go wait for me at the restaurant? I'll go do some prep and I'll get someone to tidy up your room while I'm at it. You can use the same room as last time. You still remember the room number, yeah?
Yep. Kinda hard to forget when there are only so many rooms here after all.
Oh, did I just hear someone taking a dig at Fleuve Cendre? I'll tell my guys to stuff your pillows full of actual seaweed right now.
Oh, Paimon, sorry! Please have mercy, Navia. If you do that, then Paimon really won't be able to sleep at all.
I was just kidding. Be on your way now. Hello? Are you asleep yet? Oh, no, not at all. I just figured that since we don't get to enjoy nights like these very often, we should try to enjoy it to the fullest. Wanna go fishing? I've got some rods and lures ready.
Oh, so that's the prep you were talking about. Sure, we'll come.
Hopefully I didn't wake you or anything. I knew it! You really are my best partner. Okay, let's go. To the fishing spot.
Transfixed!
I will have order.
I'm going in!
Overruled! What greater pleasure is there than the unexpected?
Yoo-hoo! Shower me with praise! Strike a pose! Take it. Go on. You have my approval. What a pleasant surprise! Truly an extra slice of joy. How can you call this fishing when you're using a fully automatic rod?
What's the problem? Lots of people in Poisson use rods like
Tapos
these.
nang malapit na matapos ang
But shouldn't fishing be all
request ni
about,
Navia.
you know, attentively watching the float and then excitedly reeling in the catch when you finally hook something?
Well, that's one way to enjoy fishing. What do you think, traveler?
Lupit si Paimon. Lupit si Paimon. Lang natin. Yan. Para okay ang boses. Maganda. Paimon's method ang anuhin natin. Para sakto.
Then let's try regular rods next time. We can have a real
Okay,
fishing
pag Paimon's
competition.
na ano.
Honestly, Paimon's mainly shocked at how much energy you still have at this hour. Usually by this time of night, it's a struggle for Paimon to even keep her eyes open.
Okay naman.
It might just be something
Wala
that
namang
runs in
problema,
my family.
Paimon.
That's a thing?
Swabe lang.
I'm sure you'd get even sleepier if I delved more deeply into it. Anyway, I was just thinking about how
Bakit
grateful I
naman?
am to my mother, as well as the rest of the Spina.
Okay.
My father always had a lot of unrealistic expectations for me. But the more that he tried to get me to become like him, the less I wanted to listen to what he had to say.
Unrealistic.
My mother never had those
Hindi
kinds of
totoo.
expectations, though. I've heard that she had only one wish for me, which was that I would have a happy and secure childhood. All the members of the Spina greatly
Hindi tayo
respected her
alcohol
wish,
pa.
so no matter what I did as a child, they were happy to humor me. Can you imagine? Whenever my father wanted to scold me for something I'd done, everyone would form up into 2 rows and just stand silently and listen to him rant. Malus and Silver were always there too. No matter what Papa yelled, nobody else would say a word. Eventually, Papa must have recognized scolding me over trivial matters was pointless, because he eventually stopped getting on my case so often.
Paimon would have never guessed.
Yeah. Looking back on it now as an adult, I can hardly believe how patient and kind everyone was. When I was young, I often thought that I could do whatever I wanted, because there'd always be someone there to clean up after me. But once, I saw Malus come back wounded. He wouldn't tell me how he'd been injured, but I could tell it had something to do with me. I learned then that there's always a cost to making a mistake. The more you care about those around you, the more you should care about doing the right thing to the best of your abilities. Because if you do falter, there'll inevitably come a time when you'll have to face the consequences. And when that time comes, those most precious to you really will... Sorry. I shouldn't have brought that up. I wasn't planning to talk about sad things tonight. Basically, I was just saying that the nurturing atmosphere of the Spina must have been my mother's legacy, rather than my father's. And if that's the only way that I can continue to feel her love, then I'd like to pass that warmth on.
Is that why you let those guys go today?
Mm-hmm. Although, maybe there's a part of not wanting to repeat the mistakes of the past.
Okay naman.
I want to be reasonable, at least. Hey,
Yun na lang natin.
look! I think you've got something on the line!
Basura.
But why isn't the rod automatically reeling it in?
Oh, there must be something wrong with how I installed the mechanism. It was my first time putting one of those rods together. We can't let it get away. Come on, you two. Let's catch it.
You want Paimon to help too?
Isda. Malaki kaya isda. Tapos yun yung bilit. Isda. Yan. Sagi. Parang tanga. Lagi na lang nasagi. Lagi na lang nasagi. O sa gabal pa sa mata, laki-laki. Lagi na lang nasagi. Lagi na lang nasagi.
You didn't attach a hook to your line?
Wala, paano nakapamingwit yung walang hook?
Stop wasting time! The boss ain't gonna wait all day. We'll go ahead with the operation tomorrow. Do with that information as you wish.
Well, your rod was missing a part too, so I guess that makes it fair.
Well, if we're just talking about the number of missing parts, sure. Oh, never mind. Paimon really can't keep her eyes open anymore.
All right, go to bed.
Okay.
I had a great time today. See you tomorrow.
See you.
So how was last night? Did you get a good night's sleep?
Paimon dreamt that she danced with the sea stars, so you could say it was stellar. Get it?
Nanagin.
Huh.
I didn't know you had such a great sense of humor.
See? This guy gets it!
Anyway, let's head out. I'll arrange for a boat to take us back to Poisson. I'm sure Adele will be happy to see you two again.
Paimon hopes she'll really appreciate your gift.
I hope so too.
Fully automatic fishing rod. Tayo. What po puso? Punta tayong puson. Ano? Parang napakita ko sipol ng ibon. Ang lakas. Nainitan siguro pero gabi na. Gabi na. Ay, puson.
Adele, we're back! We brought you a gift from the court, too.
Whoa! Thank you so much, boss!
Don't call her boss, okay, Adele? Just Miss Navia would be fine.
Oh, it's all right. I don't mind. Besides the gift, I've also got another surprise. Guess who's here?
It's been a while!
Oh, it's you two. It has been a while indeed. Thank you so much for your help on Jacques' case. I've heard that you also helped save all of Fontaine. You're truly just like the great heroes of legend.
You're really amazing! And if Miss Navia's your friend, then she must be super amazing too! What's in this thing? Can I look?
Of course. Go ahead.
Oh, it's a Spina di Rosula uniform! Is it for me? But isn't it a bit big?
Well, it's a gift for future you. When you first told me that you were interested in joining the Spina, I was overjoyed. But it's the Spina's responsibility to protect everyone as well. Being a member means becoming involved in all kinds of dangerous situations. And since you're still young, I don't want your mom to have to worry about your safety. So I turned you down then by telling you that you'll have to wait until you're older. But this uniform is a promise that you can join us once you're old enough to wear it.
Oh, so that's it! Well, thank you so much, Miss Navia. I'll work hard and grow up as fast as I can.
But you can't really grow up faster by working hard. You've got to be patient.
Everyone, I'm really grateful that you remembered my daughter's wish and took it seriously. Thanks to the protection of the Spina, even though her father's no longer with us, we've still felt plenty of warmth and security.
Oh, it's the least we could do. As long as you live in Poisson, even if you're not an official member, you're still part of the family.
Boss!
Huh? Is something up, Florent?
I've got something urgent to report. Romeu and his folks have gathered outside Poisson and even shipped in a huge pile of explosives!
What? Explosives? What do they want?
It seems like they've been planning this for some time. We started investigating as soon as we received your letter yesterday. But Romeu and his folks must have gotten wind as well, because they abandoned their former posts before we could even check on them. We investigated their tracks and found out that they're after Poisson.
Could they have smartened up since we caught them red-handed at the court?
Seems like they've got no interest in sitting down and talking at all. We should have gone straight to the Maison Gardiennage.
Sorry, I underestimated the situation. Well, too late now, I suppose. Florent, where are they keeping their explosives?
On the hill to the east of Poisson, near the Clementine line.
They want to blow up the Clementine line?
Certainly sounds like it.
Romeu and his followers hate the Spina and everything to do with Callus. And the Aquabus was the source of their contention. If they manage to blow up the Aquabus line, all that rubble will come crashing down the hill and straight into Poisson.
Are they insane? There's tons of innocent people in Poisson!
Yeah. If they've been planning this for ages, they're definitely not going to let this opportunity slip by. We have to issue an evacuation order to the townspeople and get them as far away from the entrance as possible. That should save them from the worst of it.
Let's get everyone onto our ship. That should be the safest place.
My dear partner, can I leave the Clementine line to you? If the explosives do go off, not only would the people of Poisson be in danger, any aquabuses using the line would plummet to the ground. Let's stop their insanity first, then settle the score with them.
Leave it to us, Navia. Please stay safe, too.
Let's go, you two. We've got to act fast. Miss Coralie, please take Adele to the ship.
Watch out, boss! What do you think you're doing, Coulter?
I thought all the annoying little hindrances had left, but I still couldn't get rid of you.
You mean this was all a trick? So that you'd be left alone with me? Coulter, are you with Romeu too? Oh. I get it now. You knew about their plans all along. You only told us they were doing badly so that we'd drop our guard.
Not quite. Though I share their positions on some issues, I've never cared for his more radical ideas. And that's because, out of the entire Spina di Rosula, I only hate you. Only you, Navia.
You better stick close to me.
Romeu promised me that he would leave Poisson alone if I could just take you out. But it was like you were glued at the hip to that pesky traveler. You never gave me a chance to make my move. Romeu has lost his patience. I didn't have to be here today, you know. But I swore that I'd kill you, even if it meant being buried with you in the rubble.
Why?
Only someone as clueless about the past as you would ask such a foolish question. You never saw the heyday of Spina di Rosula, nor did you ever live through the golden age of Poisson. But I saw it all with my own eyes, and then I had to watch it all die, little by little. And it was all because of you, Navia. Clementine died because of you. Callus died because of you. Malus and Silver died because of you. And so many more dead. Everyone dead, all because of you.
So the shock and grief you showed us before, that was in Act 2?
Now you're catching on. I heard Malus was dead the moment I got out. Did you know? Down there in that blasted fortress, I spent a long time thinking about what happened and resolving to apologize to Malus as soon as I got out. Back then, because of that aqua bus, we had a huge fallout. I was convinced that all he cared about was loyalty, and that he had completely lost his capacity for critical thinking. The years passed by in a blur after that. I thought I had finally begun to understand him, and that he could help me relive the good old days again. But then he died, and it was because of you again, Navia! It's always because of you! I once loved the Spina and Poisson more than anyone else. But what is left now of either besides death and ruin? You've single-handedly destroyed everything that was beautiful. Everything I've ever loved!
Don't listen to him, boss! He's just spouting nonsense!
Have you ever considered that maybe the people around you don't actually care about you at all? Have you ever considered that maybe you only get respect because you're Callus and Clementine's child? That you've never done anything worthy? That you're just a big nothing? Have you ever considered that maybe people don't stay in Poisson because of you, but only because they have such beautiful memories of the past before you came?
Because if you do falter, there'll inevitably come a time when you'll have to face the consequences. And when that time comes, those most precious to you really will throw themselves in front of you and pay the price for your mistakes. Yeah, looking back on it now as an adult, I can hardly believe how patient and kind everyone was. But is that really why they support me? Is their kindness real?
Shut your mouth! I, for one, really like Miss Navia, and my mom loves her too! I don't know how to explain it, but I like her, and that's that!
I'm sure Mr. Malus would be extremely disappointed in you right now! You've somehow managed to pin the blame for every mistake and tragedy in our history on the boss herself!
Get out of the way, Florent! I don't want to hurt you.
You're gonna have to! Boss, there's no time for this! Stop hesitating and get out of here before you get buried!
Maybe you think you're being the realist by painting the history of the Spina and Poisson like this. But the love that I felt from everyone was just as real. I felt it. They've helped me get to where I am. And even now, I will continue to believe in that love. So let me show you just how much I love the Spina di Rosula!
This one's got your name on it! Hiya! Hey there! Ha! Coming at ya! Attack! That's the way! Haha! Ow! I'm fine! Hey there!
Florent, I'll leave the town to you. Summon the other members and help with the evacuation of the townspeople. If you find any of Coulter's accomplices, subdue them quickly, and don't give them the chance to harm any ordinary civilians. I can't allow my partner to face the danger on the Clementine line alone.
Got it, boss. I'm on it! Are you okay, Navia?
I don't know, but I have to go.
Let's hurry up there! We have to protect the Clementine line! If they're gonna blow up the waterway, they must have planted the explosives next to the support pillars.
Solidify!
Busted.
Order guide you. Stabilize.
Quietly now.
He certainly definitely brought a lot of muscle. They're really slowing us down. But if we're meeting resistance, we must be heading in the right direction.
Gotcha.
These must be the explosives, right? And this is the control mechanism. How can we disable it? Oh, Paimon's too scared to touch any of this stuff. Huh? There's a strangely shaped hole here. What is it for? Oh, that certainly sounds possible. Maybe one of the people we just beat up has the key. Okay, you take this side, Paimon will take the other. Let's see what we can find.
Take it easy.
Oh, you found it! That's amazing! Let's turn off the device right now! That should do it, right? Navi and Florent should be able to relax now. Oh, you're right. They could have set explosives elsewhere, too. Let's go. They're gonna bury Poisson!
Great work, partner. Just leave the rest to me.
Watch out, Navia! You can't block them all!
Block? I'm doing this the Spina way.
I heard from Thierry that even they're your enemies now. They were once a part of Spina di Rosula. Do you plan to settle this privately with them?
I have nothing more to say to them. Regardless of whether their hatred and anger towards me or the Spina was justified, anyone who's willing to endanger innocent civilians is no longer sane enough to even be worth trying to talk to. Please prosecute them in accordance to the law. Spina di Rosula will not raise any objections.
Sounds good. We're very appreciative of your help. Without it, the consequences would have been far worse. All right, this operation is a wrap. Take him away.
We won, Navia! We saved everyone! And you were so cool!
Yeah. Luckily, we were just in time. It's probably because I expended too much elemental energy at once. I'll be fine. Don't worry about me.
But you usually glow up whenever other people compliment you. Paimon's not used to seeing you like this.
Boss, we managed to catch all the infiltrators in the town. The Maison Gardiennage is taking them away as well. Seems like Romeu really went all in on this mission. If he sent literally everyone he had, though, that also means we've caught them all, too. We won't have to worry about them from now on.
Got it. That's good, at least. Coulter, I can understand how you feel. The things that we lost, they're forever beyond our grasp now. And that makes them appear even more precious. I am not callous, and I will also never become him. The Spina and the Poisson that you loved are both gone. But I will not change how I feel about our future. I still believe that this is a great opportunity to start anew. I will spend more of what the Spina earns on the betterment of Poisson. What's more, I'd also like to propose some changes to the Aquabus routes, so that one day, the people of Poisson will enjoy the boons it brings as well.
I know what you're trying to say. Mr. Callus would never have said anything like that. There are too many things in life that are just beyond our control. In that, we are the same.
Henceforth, you are no longer a member of Spina di Rosula. But once you're discharged from the fortress again, you're welcome to pay another visit to Poisson.
Thank you, Navia.
As I thought. Boss really is a kind and gentle person.
She is also, I must say, a truly unlucky person. Thank you for protecting the Clementine line. I was actually really scared, you know. I mean, even the Callus line won't be getting rebuilt anytime soon. If I'd lost the Clementine line too, I wouldn't know how to live with myself. A name is a way to etch a memory onto the world. Losing the line that bears her name, that I can see every day, would be like losing my mother all over again. Seeing it still standing there, tall and proud, it makes me really happy.
What happened while we were gone? Honestly, you look more upset than tired or anything.
Just give her some time.
Thank you so much. Can you give me a hand? I really don't have much strength left. Traveler, I want to ask you something. And please, tell me the truth. Do you really see me as your partner?
Of course.
That's good then. Hearing that, it brings me more relief than I can say.
How do you feel, Navia? Any better after taking a break?
I feel quite a bit better. But I should probably still rest for a few more days. Sorry, partner. I said some weird things earlier. Feel free to just ignore me. I used to think that I'd never doubt myself. But you could say I've discovered that I'm not as strong as I thought I was. Coulter mentioned my parents, as well as Malus and Silver. It's all thanks to them that I've made it this far in life. Do you think they ever regretted the choices they made? Has my existence made this world a better place?
Don't think like that, Navia. You've already done more than enough. No matter what others think, we'll always support you to the end of the world.
Well, since it's ended up like this, I suppose it's time for me to make a confession as well. There's something that I've been keeping from you as well, boss. Please, follow me. Everything is already prepared.
Florent, I hope you can understand that I can't deal with any more shocking revelations right now.
Don't worry. This surprise will be a pleasant one.
Take it easy.
Why is everyone gathered here? And what's this?
This was supposed to be a gift to you from everyone in the town. We were originally planning to show it to you once it was finished, but special times call for special measures. I've never seen you look so defeated before, so I've decided to show you the designs before the final product was done.
Do I really look that bad?
Well, if you're ready, I'll unveil the present.
This is... Papa, Mother, and me.
We designed the look for Miss Clementine based on old camera records, as well as personal recollections from members of the Spina.
Wow! This is the statue you mentioned before?
It is indeed. To be honest, we decided on the design a long time ago, and gave the sculptor permission to begin working. We only asked Boss to decide on a design so she wouldn't realize we had already started.
How could we only have statues of Mr. Callus and Mrs. Clementine?
Even though Boss is still young, we've all seen the work she's put in regarding the whole synth business and the rebuilding of Poisson.
We wanted to commemorate her contributions with a statue as well.
I don't know what Spina di Rosula was like in the past, but I know it's a great organization now.
With Navia around, we're not worried about this place's future.
We're gathered here today to tell our boss that we support you and believe in you wholeheartedly. I believe everyone is here for you, not the glory days.
That's what we believe as well.
Thank you so much, everyone. Then I'll be brave and just accept everyone's support for what it is. This really is quite the surprise. I never thought that I'd have the chance to stand next to my mother. Not even in my wildest dreams. It seems like I started to question myself a bit too much. I'll pick myself up again and become a more reliable president for all of you. Looking back on it, I'm honestly embarrassed by how I acted earlier. I'm sure everyone longs for that one thing in life that seems trivial to others, but they themselves can never obtain. To me, that would be a family portrait. I've always been super jealous of other people's family photos. I've never thought I'd receive a family portrait of my own. Especially not like this. It seems like I'm not such an unlucky person after all. Everybody stand back! Let's light it up! Rain Cutter! Rain outlines your fate.
Eat this! Nice and spicy.
Fallen leaves, adorn my night! Time to go.
Teamwork is dreamwork! Huh? No, my sword! Let me weave you.
At the frying pan, into the fire! You're toast!
Clouds high, the birds call! One with nature! Quit following me. Let's get down to business.
Mine's the command. Let the world collide! Have fun with this gift! Too late for regrets!
Behold!
Another test.
Search for it!
That tingle?
Know your place!
We'll see about that!
Everybody stand back!
Nice and spicy!
The wind knows me.
Witness the power of Gugwa! Rain out!
Out of the frying pan, into the fire!
Another test subject.
As one with wind and cloud!
I'm going in! Body and Rain Cutter! No, my sword!
Eat this! Nice and spicy!
Subject.
One with nature!
Picked the wrong test subject.
Stars, shine for me! Strike a pose! Let my name echo in ears of the storm! Dare to mess with me?
Squall Fury! Bow your head!
Don't be scared. The night is cold. Shower me with... We'll see about that. Dare to mess with me?
Everybody stand back! Let's look! Rain outlines your fate. Time to act. Witness the power of Gugwa.
The insolent shall be punished. Goba, get...
Clouds high, the birds call! The wind knows me.
In this body. Teamwork is dreamwork! Let me weave you a verse. Rain.
Nice and spicy.
Wind strike!
collide! Truth repeats its course. We'll see.
The wind rises. Know your place.
Oh, learn to command. Not now. Dare to mess with me? Stars, shine for me. Rest and revamp.
One with nature. One with wind and cloud.
Take flight.
This is order.
Everybody stand back.
Things are about to get dicey. Quietly now.
Witness my rise. Laid bare.
Don't be scared. Hold the line.
Falling leaves, adorn my night!
Embrace the ice.
Into the wind.
The night is cold. Let's move out.
One with nature.
My apologies. Stars, shine for me. Not. Whirling snow. Teamwork is dreamwork.
I will have order.
Take it easy.
Transfixed.
Your journey
My
ends
apologies.
here,
Allow
Lord
me.
of Sand. Your sacrifice is ready.
Whirling snow. Kami to art. Summit. The night is cold.
Gather.
Going in.
Game's up. Time's over.
Laid bare. This is where you fall. Overruled.
This is order. Stabilize.
Teamwork is drip! Here comes the catch. Busted.
Transfixed.
Order guide you.
Quietly now.
I'm going in!
Time to shine! Strike a pose!
Witness my great undertaking.
Eat this! As a good knight should. Steady as stone. I'll catch up. I'm getting shower me with your outfront, Live! Time to clean up.
Will.
Let's get down to business.
Gotcha.
Laid bare.
Game's up. Fun's over.
Everlasting as the moon.
To the very floor. To the very. This is order.
Teamwork is dreamwork!
Quietly now.
Transfixed.
Witness my rise. Laid bare.
I will have order. Solidify.
Everybody stand back! Let's lock!
Busted. Things are about to get dicey.
You're toast! Boba, get
Moments of birth.
Let the world come alive! I must leave no stone unturned, as a good knight should.
Coming to be.
Out of the frying pan, into the fire! Eat, shower me with praise!
Burst forth. Feel this ancient power.
Time to clean up. Steady as stone.
Let my name echo in song! Strike a pop!
As a dutiful maid would.
Coming to be. Moments of birth.
You're toast! Boba, get them! Yoo-hoo!
Quietly now.
This is where you fall.
Transfixed! I'm going in!
Order guide you.
Busted. Here comes the catch.
This is order. Stabilize.
Teamwork is dreamwork!
Gotcha.
Everlasting as the moon.
to be!
I must leave no stone unturned, as a dutiful maid would.
Feel this ancient power.
You're toast! Out of the fried meat, let the world collide!
Burst forth!
Boba, get them! As a good knight should.
Witness my great undertaking!
What could the children be up to?
Today's recommendation is the steak. Welcome. How can I help you? Come take a look. There will definitely be something that catches
should I
your
choose?
You're also here for Mondstadt's wine, aren't you? It's been getting quite busy recently. I guess I'll bring station at the adventurers. Haven't you heard? There's a strange wine. Star Snatch Clip